And thank you guys for hanging in there, because we know we haven't done anything in like 2 weeks, because we were getting ready for England. But we did? We rocked it!
Well, we kind of sort of rocked it. I think because, see, my lips weren't as beautiful in England as in
Oh, Will Nona! The narcissism does it end.
No, it never
ends.
It's
Never.
as long and flowing as the dress that I am wearing, it never ends. It's narcissistic wonderfulness.
It's a narcissism that never. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
That's not important.
It doesn't matter. I am Jade.
And I'm Winona.
We remember to introduce ourselves, which is a thing.
That is so true. Now, if we could just remember to do a smart segue today, you guys, this may be a show first. Yeah. Wow. We have a new camera. And
so we look a little crazy.
It's really close.
Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter. So we are the co-authors and co-founders of the And I Thought Ladies and the And I Thought series. So here are the books, you guys, in order. And I thought divorce was bad. And I thought being grown up was easy. And I thought I could juggle it all. And I thought I did my journey alone. Wow, I can't even do it. Y'all, jet lag is a thing.
I would have something sarcastic to say right there, but my mind is about 5 hours behind y'all.
No, and 5 hours ahead. So you can keep waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like, oh, it's good. Oh, no, it's 3. Go back to bed. Anyway, no one cares.
Before we even start on
Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and AndWeThought.com, which are the things where you can pick up the books. Why you don't like to make money? I think you hate it. I don't know.
I love money, you guys. So if you want to pick any of those things up, that's great. She's lying. I love money. Anyway, that's not important. I was going to say, you got to catch our England show. We actually did a show with 5 famous people, and it was kind of cool in England. Cool. You're going to have to catch it on our podcast, though. Anyway, not important. We have a guest here today.
I know, because you guys didn't come to hear about us and our trip. That's ridiculous.
You should come hear about us and our trip. Just email us. We'll tell you all about it.
We will.
And the pictures of the people.
We will. We'll hook you up.
No.
So anyway, our important guest today is like a health and wellness coach, and she's awesome. She's awesome. And I'll just let her introduce herself.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Clintina Sims. Nothing unusual. My dad and my older brother are Clints, and I am Clintina. More importantly, I am your health coach for personal and corporate wellness. I've got a very specific mission, and I think everybody needs to be interested in it. I can help you be informed and be inspired to reach and maintain, that's the most important part, to maintain your health and wellness goals. Most people go day to day without even realizing that they should set a specific intention every time they rise, whether it's with the moon or with the sun. You should set a specific intention. And then that intention should be based on your values, your personal values, your lifestyle values, your work values, your retirement values. What are your values? Many people just float without having an understanding of how to go about doing that. Your health coach can help you. That's me, Clintina Sims. Now, I work in a specific way. I work based on this triangle of life. We've heard of the circle of life, but this is a triangle of life. This is the paradigm that I use when helping with health coaching. In the center is you. On the basis of the triangle, and notice it is an equi-sided triangle, because life should be about balance. On the basis is your lifestyle. On one side is exercise, and that simply could be physical activity, not to be just sedentary. And on the opposite side of the triangle is nutrition. Now, we need to feed ourselves, but people forget that we not only eat and drink, but we also breathe. We were created with the breath of life. Our divine creator breathed life into us. And many people ignore what they are breathing in their environment. On the inside of this equi-sided triangle are other things that are super important. on the basis is spiritual. And I'm not talking about a church, a temple, a mosque, affiliation. I'm talking about you recognizing that you are a tri-part being. You have a spirit that is immortal, that was divinely created. You have your physical body, your mind, your will, your emotions. But that spirit is the part that, especially in today's society, gets covered in a lot of muck and mire. You need to realize that that spiritual part should be the basis of your triangle that drives your lifestyle values. And then take into consideration that your mental attitude, your emotional state also works together to have direct effects on you. So keep that in mind. Your triangle might be a lopsided one. It may move on you. It might be totally out of balance with a very long hypotenuse that is just based on your food and your nutrition. It may have a super short side that is your physical activity or your exercise. We need to keep moving. We need to keep breathing. So this is the basic premise that I use when I help people be informed first, then inspired to obtain and maintain their health and wellness coach. I've been a fitness instructor since 1999. My journey is listed on my website, which I'll mention right now. I have a website. It's called Clintina, just like the words on the banner, Clintina, Clintina Health Coach at WordPress, one word, WordPress.com. So on there, you will be able to follow blogs that I write. I have blogs on that talk about the importance of sleep. I have blogs that talk about sugar detoxification, and I'll speak a little bit more about that.
Ooh,
I have
a hard one. That's a hard one. I love my sugar.
Yeah, I have blogs. I have blogs that talk about how to live anxious less. And the series of workshops that I'm focused on now, it's my most immediate mission is to help people learn to live anxious less. So I blog about that. I'm available for motivational speeches that I can condense down to 30 minutes. And I'm available for workshops that are about 2 hours. In the workshops, I have 2 to 5 persons maximum because it's very interactive. And I am in the process of learning how to do those workshops via technology, using cameras where people can tune in, sort of like on Zoom in, and they can join the workshop just like people join meetings, go to meetings, things like that. And I'm not going to advertise any specific mode of doing that, but that's in the works for 2017. Today, I'd like to take a little bit of time to talk to you seriously about sugar. Do you know that there are 100 different kinds of sugar? I meet people who know about white refined sugar, whether it's Domino's or anything else. But if you start to read labels, and if I don't leave you with anything else, please start reading labels. If something says it's low sodium, it probably has sugar. If it says it's sugar-free, it probably is loaded with sodium. But there are 100 forms of sugar. Some folks have said to me, oh, I don't use sugar, I use honey.
That's a form of sugar.
Honey has the same chemical makeup as sugar. And you can start with agave, whether it's blue agave or plain agave, and go all the way down to xylitol. All of those are sugars. So you want to watch out for anything that says dextrine at the end, D-E-X-T-R-I-N, anything that ends in O-S-E,
Yes.
or anything that ends, and for example, fructose. So yes, an apple a day may keep the doctor away, but it is an apple a day, not 6 apples a day. Now, I know people that have done very well by eating a small, not large, a small apple with 16 ounces of water before they eat any meal. Mm-hmm. This is especially helpful for those who are preparing meals for others who have that taste, lick, and bite syndrome called BLT, bite, lick, and taste. It adds calories on the hips and inches on the waistline very easily. So if as you're preparing things for yourself or others and you just feel like you can't wait, eat a small apple with 16 ounces of water. That's a good significant amount of OSE, fructose, which is a natural, unrefined, Garden of Eden sugar. Okay, safe, but not 6 apples a day. So, and then the next thing to watch out for, which I didn't realize, this is what put me on a sugar roll that was very negative. I started using xylitol because I thought that it was a good, healthy, natural sweetener. It is based on the same chemical composition as alcohol. So any of your OLs, mannitol, xylitol, all of those are sugars that have the same chemical composition as alcohol. So don't just look at the part of the label that says total calories, carbohydrates, protein, fiber, sugar. That's all very important. But each one of those lines is governed by our wonderful Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. So something may say 0 sugar. If you go down to the ingredients, like I did recently with an organic stevia, 0 calories, all natural. When I went down to the ingredients, the very first ingredient is agave. Agave is a natural, beautiful, wonderful plant. It is still sugar, and it is sweeter even than honey. So be aware of that. Why should you be aware of that? Because there are many negative things that sugar does to your body. Not only does it affect you, not only does it affect your complexion, it also affects cancer. Sugar is a leading contributor to all forms of cancer, particularly in women for breast cancer, and for men, prostate cancer. And yes, men do get breast cancer.
They do.
They do not have functioning milk-producing mammary glands, but they still have the mammary glands that are the basic form of the breast that God created. Excuse me. I should have had a little bit of water before we started.
It happens to the best of us. Trust me. I was over here drinking some coffee because I was going to cough. But as I have a question for you, what started you on your mission to figure out the sugars?
Okay, because first of all, I've been health coaching since 2003, certified, and been a fitness instructor with 8 different forms of fitness, and a former bodybuilder since 1999. What happened was I began to experience a lot of mood swings. Mm-hmm. I actually almost drifted into a form of clinical health, clinical depression. Mm-hmm. And many things are going on in my life. We all have many things going on in our life, and that'll be another episode to talk about establishing safe boundaries. Right. That's your environment, what you allow to come into your space. Not only do you eat it, drink it, breathe it, but you can consume other people's emotions. True. It's very dangerous. And so I had allowed things to come into my space, and I was not dealing with them as well as I normally do. And I had started using xylitol thinking that it was a good thing. And I didn't realize that it had as much alcohol sugar in it as it does. So we do know that alcohol affects your mood. It affects your ability to sleep. It affects your ability to focus and concentrate. So when I began to study, all right, Clintina, what's happening with you, I traced it back to the sugar. And I don't have this in front of me, but prevention.com, just one source. There are multiple sources, so I'm not promoting just one place. But if you were to Google or do any search engine that is of your choice about the effects of sugar, you will begin to understand why I got on this massive campaign to do a total sugar detox in my own body. I've become almost obsessive, positively obsessive about reading the whole label. So I was using chicken broth, low sodium chicken broth as a meal, substitute to tide me over. I start my days running. Yesterday, I left home at 9:30 in the morning. I got home at 12:45 a.m. I was gone all day. So I have to pack the car with change of clothes, things, my food, etc. Well, when I looked more after I started this campaign, which started November 1st, I looked at the box of the low sodium, organic, healthy chicken broth. It's not bouillon cubes, it's good chicken broth. And the second ingredient after chicken broth, chicken stock, I think it said, was maltodextrin, which is a form of sugar. It's a dextrin. The second line down, the next to the last ingredient, just said sugar, which means refined white sugar. They didn't even try to hide it under any chemical names.
Wow.
So it just seeps into our society without us even thinking about it. And we have become so addicted. And there are clinical confirmed studies by the American Medical Association that sugar is more addictive than cocaine. It is more addictive. And you don't realize that you are constantly feeding your addiction. So that's what started. As I said, there's 100 different forms it affects. It causes disease. We know about diabetes. You know about diabetes type 1 and diabetes type 2, but do you know about diabetes type 3? That has been tied directly to dementia and Alzheimer's disease. That's what they're now referring to as type 3. Now, I didn't have the opportunity to know my grandparents. They died, both of them, all of them were either gone or died by the time I was 5 years old. So I didn't have an opportunity to know them. But if you grow up, if you are like 50 or 60 years old now, and you grew up with your grandparents or great-grandparents, you would know in that age bracket, so those people living in the 40s, they had people that they called senile, but they didn't have epidemics of people who are active, like a USA top basketball coach, Pat Summitt, who led more championships teams as a coach, physically active, ate well, slept well. She had a lot of stress in her life, diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease at age 55. So it's happening more and more, and it happens very quickly, very quickly. And so there's more studies now as to what is happening in our environment. And sugar is a #1 culprit. So if I say nothing else to you today, start reading labels. And we cannot blame anybody else, because unless you are being force-fed or medically treated fed, where somebody puts things in a tube, you have the choice, whether you're deaf, can't speak, or blind, you still have a choice what you put in your mouth, what you put in your mouth, what you allow to go into your body. So I started a workshop. Think about what you're doing to your body. Most cannot get up and be your best, even if it's your best bum. You can't even be a good bum if you are overloaded on sugar and you're not taking care of your bummy body.
That is very, very
So
true. That is.
So let me tell you a little bit more about Clintina, health coach. When in doubt, keep calm and call your health coach, right? Telephone number 931-250-3390. Email ClintinaHealthCoach@gmail.com. The phone number I gave you is also good for texting, 931-250-3390. And that very important website, ClintinaHealthCoach@wordpress.com. For those of you that are on Facebook, it's Clintina Health Coach on Facebook. So I hope I have an opportunity to speak to you many more times. I can help folks get their triangle of life into balance. You may need to do it by losing weight. You may need to do it by living anxious less. You may need to do it by following through on physicians' doctors' orders. I take a lot of people after they've been through occupational rehab or cardiac rehab, and I help them implement their physician orders. So I'm here to help you. And again, the technology will be available in 2017 to coach and help people. And I'm available to entertain questions now.
Nice. That was very awesome. And I really enjoyed your talking about sugar. I'm trying to detox from sugar. It never really actually happens. So I might have to take you up on that text message. I might have to take you up on that text message offer.
I'm going to say I enjoyed how you put all of the spirituality and the nutrition and what we breathe and take in, even adding the emotion into it as to how we can have a health body. When you were speaking, I was like, when she says health, she means everything.
Which is great, which makes you guys, I know we have a silly show and you might not want to listen to what we have to say, but which makes it a great person to contact as a health coach because she recognizes the whole being, which most health coaches do, but I like her, so there it is.
Apparently, Jade will be calling in or texting. But anyway, I guess it's about time for us to wrap it up.
I know.
Right?
It's kind of crazy. This time just flew by. Okay, so I'm Jade.
And I will no. You know we're going to do that again, right?
Right, because shameless plug is happening.
Yes!
What? Shameless. Look. Here we go. We are the co-authors and co-founders of the And I Thought Ladies and the And I Thought series, available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and AndWeThought.com. So here are the books in order. And I Thought Divorce Was Bad. And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy. And I Thought I Could Juggle It All, as Winona the Symbols Our thing. And I thought I could juggle it all. And I thought I did my journey alone.
Now there's just flowers and they have no thoughts.
Flowers. But they're beautiful to look at, which is good and free.
Yep, exactly. Anyway, you guys, I just want to say for the And We Thought thing, don't forget that if you want it handwritten and a note to you.
You don't want us to write, but we will.
We will, because we love you guys so much.
Yes, love you.
You can get that there. Also, we're looking for prayers, hopes, and positive thinking to get us into the NAACP Image Awards nomination. That would be great. They do that in about 4 days. So y'all, you need to be hoping hard.
Hope hard. Please and thank you. We appreciate it.
Also, do the same thing for the possibility of us actually making it on TV. We would love that.
Sure. And we would like to thank our guest, Ms. Clintina Sims, for coming and being with us today. And just remember that wisdom is all around you if
you're opening to finding it and accepting it.
Okay, we're gonna just retake that one more time. Wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it.
So peace and love from Jade
and Winona. Bye-bye, you guys.